Знайду я шляхи, поведу себе, відновлю мости, віднайду тебе. Може це не я, може це не ти, спалював мости, сплутував шляхи. Там, де...
Hey YouTube, this is Uncle Momo's music reaction channel where I provide my views on talented artists from around the world, both established artists and non-established artists. And I promise you that you won't be disappointed whatsoever. So why don't you come and join me in discovering amazing talented artists and bringing it to the forefront of my channel for us to view. Now, my first reaction of today, we're going to go over to Ukraine, and this particular artist is a non-established artist, and I was sent a message on Instagram. Her name is BeAtriS. How you doing, BeAtriS? She sent me a message on Instagram. She said, hey, look, I'm an artist from Ukraine, and I've been watching your YouTube channel, and she found it really nice and lovely and everything else, and she's wondering if I can do a reaction of her songs. So I thought, look, sure, by all means. So this particular song is called Sun, and in the description page it says, the premiere of my song Sun. Everyone in life makes mistakes, hesitates, regrets, searches, forgiveness, dreams, hopes, draws conclusions and start anew. The sun lives in each of them, which they give the sun. So that's a little bit, and then the verse and the chorus is, and look, even though the way how I read out the verse or the chorus is nothing it's not even in line or in comparison in the way how BeAtriS is going to sing it, or any artist is going to sing it. So I'd just like to point that out to yourself. But the first chorus, first verse is, I will find ways, I will behave myself, I will restore bridges, I will find you. Maybe it's not me, maybe it's not you. Burn bridges, confuse the path. And then the chorus is, where the sun finds the day, where the light leads you, I will find ways, I will behave myself, I will restore bridges, I will find you. Now, I will read the second verse out to yourself after my reaction. Now, look, if you haven't done already, please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the notification button to indicate to you when my next uploads will be. Now, also, there's a number of links on my Instagram account. So if you want to DM me in regards to how can you participate or interact with various projects that's carrying out over in Ukraine to help Ukraine, support Ukraine, then please send me, DM me in my Instagram. You don't need to follow me in my Instagram account. Just DM me and that's that. That's all sorted. And I'll be more than happy to pass it over to yourself. Now, without further ado, you know what we're here for. Great vocabs and a damn good audio music, as well as your support. Can you dig it?
Знайду я шляхи, поведу себе, відновлю мости, віднайду тебе. Може це не я, може це не ти, спалював мости, сплутував шляхи. Там, де сонце день знайде,
I love the beat already.
там, де світло тебе веде. Знайду я шляхи, поведу себе, відновлю мости,
I love the tone as well, actually.
Зникнуть всі алеї, згорять слова. Долі не шукай, де її нема. Може вже не я, може вже не ти. Спалюєш мости,
What I like is the effortless tone.
там, де сонце день знайде.
It's like you're not even trying
Там,
to
де
do it. You just
світло
are.
тебе веде. Знайду я шляхи, поведу себе. Відновлю мости, віднайду тебе.
Very attractive as well.
Сонце день знайде, там, де світло тебе веде. Знайду я шляхи, поведу себе. Відновлю мости, віднайду тебе.
Yeah, I do like the effortless approach to this track. but you also show me dimensions in your vocals as well. When you started lightly and gently, and then you show me a bit of power in your vocals as well when the chorus comes in. Your vocals definitely suit this track, 100%. So you really put some power in here.
Знайду я шляхи, поведу себе, відновлю пости, віднайду тебе. Там, де сонце, день знайде.
You can close your eyes and you think that there's a much older person singing this song when you hear this particular part. But the introduction, when you go in soft and lovely, you show your... You kind of show your age in the beginning part, but when you put your strength in, you go above and beyond. Love it. So that was BeAtriS, and I believe is that Bучок? Is that the way how you pronounce your surname? The track is called Sun, and like I said, I'm going to read out the first verse, and then I'm going to read out the second verse as well. So it goes, I will find ways, I'll behave myself, I will restore bridges, I will find you. Maybe it's not me, maybe it's not you. Burn bridges, confuse the path. And the chorus is, where the sun finds a day, where the light leads you, I will find ways, I'll behave myself, I will restore bridges, I will find you. And then the second part of that is, all will disappear, but the words will also burn. I do not look for fate where there's none. Maybe not me anymore, maybe not you anymore, but you burn bridges, you confuse the ways. So I take it that this is I wouldn't say a love-hate. It's more of that, okay, you went out with somebody, and there was a way to get back into the relationship, but he burnt that at the last moment. Or it's the way how he's reacting, or the way how he's going in his way in the relationship is confusing yourself. Just like at any kind of normal young relationship is that sometimes it works and sometimes it drifts apart, and sometimes you're confused of the direction and the path of where it's going. It's just a normal relationship that everybody goes through, but there is light at the end of the tunnel if you stick at it. And that's what normally... when the older person is giving that advice to a younger generation, they don't really grasp that part. And, you know, to be fair, they're on a fast pace. When you're young, you're on a fast pace. When you're older, you're on a slower pace. So you get to, you get your experience and you pass that knowledge. And once it's up to them. There's a saying over in England that you can lead a horse to the fountain, but you can't force it to drink, which basically means that you can give advice, but you can't force them to take that advice. You know, so I get this love. Is it young love, would you say? And I believe that, BeAtriS did write this particular song, so I'm taking it that this is from a personal perspective. So she's opening up to yourself and letting yourself in within this music terms, which I think is beautiful. Not a lot of artists do that. What they rather do is go to a songwriter and take that song and then recreate that feelings for them. And when they sing that song, try and put their mind into their perspective or into their dimension to sing that song, where BeAtriS didn't need to do that. That was coming from a personal view. And I like that touch. I like where you've got songwriters who are actually singers as well. And it's so funny. If you're a singer, you should be a songwriter. But in some cases, there are singers that can't write, but they love to sing. It's just strange. And I just love the fact that BeAtriS is all around that. What the cherry on top will be if BeAtriS can play a musical instrument, a piano or a guitar. Then from there, I would love to see a solo piece. This particular song, you can tell that it was written as a ballad. And then, I mean, I could be wrong, but this is from my personal feeling. I feel that this song was written as a ballad, as a... not a sad song, but a slower tempo. And then somebody's looked at it and thought, you know what, let's house it up. And that was amazing. Because nowadays, if you listen to the lyrical contents of house music, you find out these are actually love songs and ballad songs. They've just sped up the tempo. you would never thought about this being a love, you know, I wouldn't say a sad song, because it's not really a sad song. It's kind of a reckoning a song that you realize within yourself that, wow, you know, this guy's a waste of space. Yes, he has hurt me, but, you know, I don't know. I just feel that singer-songwriters have that more personal touch when it comes to singing. Whereas the artist who doesn't know how to write, they've just got to act. And me personally, if they do that brilliantly, act brilliantly, and make that song, you know, like their song, then, and which is the bigger challenge, so to speak, it's split in half for me. I do prefer a songwriter who is a singer rather than a singer who isn't a songwriter. But I do appreciate the singer who isn't a songwriter in the way how they have to adapt themselves and put themselves into in the mindset of the songwriter and trying to create a feeling of what the songwriter was going through when they wrote that particular song. So I do understand that, I do rate that, but for myself, I prefer a songwriter who is actually a singer, and that's BeAtriS. I'm gonna leave all the details down below. Please go into her channel. She is, like I said, let me see how many subscribers she's got on her channel. This particular song has had just under 3,000 views. She's got about, say, 207 subscribers. I know, 207. We can do better than that with lovely support. And I know you guys will go and check her out. And for that reason, I salute you. Boom.
Нам